What comes to mind when you think of living in Kansas City? Probably that iconic view of the Liberty Memorial and Union Station, or maybe even Overland Park. Perhaps world-class tailgating, jazz, or maybe even some unbeatable barbecue. But what if I told you there's a neighborhood 30 minutes from downtown where you can still find a 4-bedroom home for under $400,000, and it's got over $1 billion in new planned developments? Yes, my friends, we're talking about none other than Lee Summit, Kansas City's best kept secret. I'm Kyle, your Kansas City realtor and insider, and in this video, I'm gonna show you everything this town has to offer. Stay tuned. Okay, let's start with the massive growth trajectory that Lee Summit is on. Specifically, 2 developments that are going to make Lee Summit one of the most dynamic places to live in the metro. First up, Discovery Park is one of the most ambitious projects in the city's history. Set to span 268 acres, this mixed-use development is expected to cost nearly $1 billion in itself when it's fully completed. The first phase, called the Village at Discovery Park, is already underway and will include 585 apartments, a 107-room hotel, and about 80,000 square feet of office, retail, and restaurant space. Plus, there's going to be a 4-acre recreational lake for kayaking and paddleboarding, along with plenty of green spaces for gatherings. It's a massive project that's set to change the landscape of Lee Summit, bringing new energy and tons of opportunities for both residents and businesses. Next up, let's talk about Green Street, a development that's all about enhancing Lee Summit's already thriving downtown area. This $44 million project, located just east of City Hall, is bringing a 4-season farmers market, an outdoor performance space, and a community pavilion. Green Street is designed to integrate seamlessly with an already thriving downtown and will help boost foot traffic and support small businesses. Scheduled to open in the spring of 2025, the Green Street Market will replace the old downtown farmers market, offering year-round spaces for local vendors and turning it into a vibrant event venue when the market is not in season. Now, right next to it, Green Street Lawn will host outdoor performances with a movable stage and space for community events. And the Green Street Grove is a streetscaped pavilion that will include a unique art walk, open seating areas, and an immersive playground for the kiddos. What's also exciting about Green Street is the addition of a boutique hotel, apartments, and restaurant spaces that will give this area a whole new vibe. This development is a huge step in making Lee Summit's downtown a true regional destination, combining community engagement, local art, and modern-day amenities. Next up, let's talk about something that is crucial when considering where to live: location. Real estate's all about that location, location, location. Lee Summit is sitting on the southeast corner of the Kansas City Metro, and it has a lot going for it in terms of access and convenience. Getting around from Lee Summit is pretty simple. I-470 runs right through the heart of the city and gets you to downtown KC in about 30 minutes, traffic depending. Now, if you're heading to the airport, you're looking at about a 45-minute to an hour drive, so that's definitely something to keep in mind if you travel often for work. So while Lee Summit is just far enough from the hustle and bustle of downtown, it's still close enough to make commuting manageable. Now, the city itself covers a massive 66 square miles. To put that into perspective, it takes about 25 minutes to drive from one end of Lee Summit to the other. You've got Highway 50 and Mo 291 connecting you to Independence and Blue Springs to the north, and if you're heading west into Johnson County, you can easily hop onto I-470 to I-435 and cross the state line. What makes Lee Summit stand out is its proximity to several lakes. Blue Springs Lake and Lake Jacomo up to the north and Longview Lake to the west. It's pretty rare to find a suburb with so many water recreation options right in your backyard. We actually just helped a family move here for that reason. They wanted to be near the water. Now, the trade-off for all this space and convenience, you're a little more removed from downtown Kansas City. So if you need to be in the middle of the action in 15 minutes, Lee Summit might feel a little bit far. But if you're okay with a bit of a drive and want that perfect suburban lifestyle with everything you need close by, the location works really well. Plus, if you're the type who loves heading down to the Lake of the Ozarks on the weekends, and I know a lot of you in Kansas City are, Lee Summit gives you about a 30 to 45 minute head start. You're not fighting through downtown traffic on Friday afternoon, and you're already pointed in the right direction. But what really makes Lee Summit's location stand out, though, is how it's been able to balance growth. It may technically be a suburb, but it really feels like its own thriving city. You've got great shopping centers, restaurants, parks, and those lakes we talked about. With all the new development happening, Lee Summit is only becoming more accessible and connected. You're never far from what you need, but you've got that buffer from the hustle and bustle of downtown Kansas City. And did I mention when it comes to real estate in Lee Summit, your dollar stretches a lot further than those Johnson County suburbs, but we'll dive into that in a bit. But first, let me show you more about the amenities and things to do here. Oh, and before I jump into why Lee Summit is becoming one of KC's hottest suburbs, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss one of my videos about KC and the surrounding areas. So let's dive into what makes Lee Summit such a great place to live, the amenities and lifestyle, and there are a lot of them here. It all starts with the downtown. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know I'm a sucker for historic districts, and downtown Lee Summit is no exception. It's packed with over 60 locally owned shops and restaurants with a ton of charm. In fact, it's so special that it's on the National Register of Historic Places, and the original depot from 1905 still stands here where the Chamber of Commerce is located. But downtown isn't just a pretty face, it's the heart of the community. There's always something going on, whether it's the Fourth Friday Art Walks, one of the best farmers markets in Missouri, Oktoberfest in the fall, or Downtown Days in the summer, which I took my family to last year. It was so much fun. They close off the streets for these major events, and it's really a good time for the community to come together. And with the city continuing to invest in downtown, it's only going to get better. Once the Green Street development is complete, it's going to make downtown Lee Summit a true go-to destination. Now, when it comes to outdoor recreation, Lee Summit really stands out with over 1,000 acres of parks and green spaces. James A. Reed Wildlife Preserve and Legacy Park are both personal favorites of mine. As far as shopping goes, you've got downtown for those unique boutiques and specialty shops, and then you have the Summit Woods Crossing Shopping Center for the big retailers. It has all your big box stores like Target, Best Buy, and Lowe's. And hey, if you're anything like me, after you've accidentally spent $200 at Target when you only needed coffee creamer, you can hit up Jack Stack Barbecue and recover with some world-class barbecue. For families, Lee Summit really has it all. Lee Summit Waves Water Park is a huge hit in the summer, and the Game Time facility offers indoor sports and activities year-round. The Parks and Recreation Department runs tons of programs for both kids and adults, from sports leagues to art classes. And with community centers all over the city, there's always something to do. What I love most about Lee Summit is how they've managed to balance all these amazing amenities while keeping that small town feel. You can spend your morning doing yoga downtown, grab lunch at a local cafe, do some shopping, and then catch a sunset at Longview Lake, all without feeling like you're in a big, overwhelming city. It's the perfect mix of everything you need with a real sense of community. And this mix is even more perfect when we look at the real estate market in Lee Summit. Let's break down the numbers. Now, diving into the real estate scene here in Lee Summit, honestly, what's happening here right now is pretty fascinating, and it's one of the big reasons we've helped so many of you move here over the past year. Right now, the median home price is around $380,000, which honestly is a steal for what you get. If you're looking at similar amenities and school districts on the Kansas side, you're probably paying 20 to 25% more. So yeah, this area is a serious value play. What's even better? There's still a ton of variety when it comes to home prices. In the 300s, you'll typically find homes built in the 70s to 90s and early 2000s, usually ranging from 1,500 to 2,500 square feet. If you're looking in that mid to upper 400s, that's where you'll find newer construction and larger homes in some of those established neighborhoods we talked about earlier. And speaking of new construction, there's a lot happening around Lee Summit, especially on the south side of town. Developments like Hook Farms and Kensington Farms are offering brand new homes with all the modern amenities you'd expect. One thing I really love about Lee Summit's real estate market is the variety. Over in Lakewood, you can find a home with lake views, while downtown you've got these gorgeous historic homes with tons of character within walking distance of the downtown. Then out in the newer developments, you're seeing all these modern builds with the latest features. As for inventory, things are looking pretty healthy right now. New listings are coming up regularly, and with all the development projects on the horizon, we're going to have even more options in the coming years. So if you're relocating to Kansas City or just looking to make a move within the metro, Lee Summit offers that perfect blend of suburban living with city amenities. And look, I get it. There's a lot to consider when you're choosing where to live in KC, especially with the market changing as quickly as it is right now. The good news is my team and I help folks just like you buy, sell, relocate, and invest throughout KC every single day. We'd love to show you around Lee Summit and answer any of the questions you might have about the area. So just shoot us an email at info@movingtokc.net and we'd love to assist you. And if you want to stay up to date on all these developments and everything happening in the Kansas City real estate scene, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss one of our videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.